Hi, and welcome to the Self-Love Greenlight. This is me, Trina Kaplan-Thomas. I'm a writer, healer, and a coach, and host of Spiritual Health Journeys. And I'm really excited to be here today with Caroline. Now, me and Caroline have known each other for quite some time. And Caroline has been a marketing coach of mine, is a marketing coach of mine. She's an incredible marketing strategist, leader, speaker, sales and well-being professional as well. She's a business connector, business developer, and mentor. And I have to say, her marketing strategies are just incredible. And she looks at it more from a holistic point of view than anyone who I've kind of worked with before. And she's very, you know what, I have to say, you're just very in tune, very spiritual. And I am going to say this, she's a poet as well. She's a master lyricist of words. I really want to put it out there for her because she shares these incredible poems, and only so many people get to listen to them. So, and if you are really fortunate, you will get to listen to her incredible poetry. So I have her here today with me. And if you are a business leader, and not just a business leader, owner, entrepreneur, with that unique twist of holistic and bringing the science and profitability into your business, you can enjoy, that profitability in whatever industry that you're in. Have I said that all right for you, Caroline?
Amazing, absolutely. I love that entry. I can just see the stage presence there, Trina, and us all coming on and cheering. We've got to put that out there. But no, thank you so much, and it's an honour and a privilege to be here with you today. Thank you so much for inviting me as your guest on your special show. Greenlight, we love that. It's just got green shoots coming from it, lots of go, ready, steady, go. The colour green is a sign of spring, which we're almost there. We're not quite, but coming out of a winter, and we don't know what the weather's doing, do we?
I know. It's really funny because I'm looking outside my window right now, and obviously people are listening and they may be in different areas, but right now it's very sunny and it's very cold.
Yes. I don't think nature knows what to do with itself, does it, with our climate changes? But then that's a subject for another time, isn't it?
For another time. Tell me more about the holistic side of you, because we get a lot of, there are a lot of marketing, people who do marketing out there, and obviously they've done like what you have. They've gone to go get the qualifications and stuff within marketing and doing marketing a certain way. But tell us how the holistic side came about.
Okay, so how long have we got?
No. We've only got so long, Caroline.
Okay, so I did cut my teeth in the hardcore industry sector of logistics and international freight forwarding and transport as a marketing manager, marketing strategist, head of marketing communications. I worked that industry for a long time, almost 20 years, 25 years, if I add on the extra bit that I did in sales. And it was great, but it was very hardcore. It was very cut and thrust. I traveled a lot, did a lot, learned a lot, experienced every single aspect of marketing. So there's not any area of marketing I haven't explored or tried or actually executed. So what happened was back in 2009, it's going back quite a bit now, that's when my life sort of changed. And I came out of the industry, I came out of the sales role I was in, no fault of my own. It was the last company went into administration. So sometimes we say the universe gives you a kick up the backside to say, come on then, what are you going to do now? This is, you're faced with this. What do you want to go back into what you're doing? But I can't go back into what I'm doing. And what actually happened, because of the way the last company went into administration, it caused a lot of problems, a lot of friction. My health suffered at the time, and I basically came across a very different industry, which was the health and wellbeing industry. And, you know, I've always known that I was going to be doing something a little bit different. You know, when you feel it in your bones, you feel it in your heart, you feel it in your soul. And I went on a bit of a journey from there. So I got involved with a natural health products company. Within 12 months, I went and trained as a holistic therapist. So very different to the world of marketing. You might say, what on earth is she doing? But I think I needed to go on that journey to go back to my roots, because a lot of you will have seen my story going back to my roots in 2016. And that's when I embraced holistic marketing strategy with a difference. But I'll tell you a bit more about that in a moment. But it was a big aha awakening when I invested in a spiritual coach myself. And I was quite skeptical, you know, coming from the corporate world. I was like, I don't need that stuff. I know what to do. We go black, white, we get things done with a little bit of paprika on if you want to. A little bit different. Spice it up a bit. We're going to talk about ingredients of life today, I suppose. But, you know, it really, really got me to the core and to the heart, that whole journey of well-being, spirituality. And have you ever been asked from people, I know it's quite a big thing out there, and I'll probably get shot down for saying it, what is your why? Have you ever been asked that, Trina? Because I don't know any listeners out there, they say, you know, what is your why? Do you know what your why is? I was like, I don't know what my why is.
I didn't know what my why was neither.
I don't know what my why is. I know what somebody else's why, but my why, it's, you know, is it for my daughter? Is it for, you know, my life? Is it to, you know, meet somebody really great? And then I realized through the process it wasn't all about that, because you could make something up and it doesn't actually align with a person and you know, as a whole being. And I found out that it was finding my you, who I was. And that to me struck a chord. And honestly, when I realized that, I was in floods of tears, and it was like I had to run out the room, and I had to, you know, go and you know, just let it all come out, because it was quite an emotional time. It was an awakening. And when I realized that, and I applied the spiritual teachings that I'd been taught, I applied everything, I went with it, I took a leap of faith. And it was doing that, going through that process, that when I finally decided to go back to my roots in marketing and sales in 2016, everything downloaded. My programs that I run now, the information, the way I want to work. But you know something? When you look at your life and what you do, and I know Trina's mentioned my poetry writing and what I do, and I love writing, and I love nature, I love getting out and about, and I get inspired. I get inspired by lots of things that are out there. It was the realization that I need to give back something that is very different in a marketplace that was just going crazy. The digital world has gone crazy, but we rely on it so much. And I wanted to bring back good, honest, strategic marketing to business owners, so they got the honest support with the experience that I have to put that back into business, back into industry, back into society, back into people who genuinely have a passion, who want to grow their business, and who want to absolutely align with that and earn the money as well. Because that's really important, okay? Now, people talk about woo-woo, okay, I'll take that. Actually, I'm a bit of a art and science.
Yeah.
person.
And you can really hear that as well, because, you know, I feel like obviously we've got quite a lot of synergies. You know, you start off with, you know, quite a masculine style of way of working, so to speak. And then you go off onto this journey, which is a lot more, it feels lighter, and, you know, it's less about, you know, it's not action based, but it's more like you are still taking action, but you're very much in a very, it's a different type of energy to it. You know, whether people do the masculine or feminine side of stuff, but that's what it sounds like. You know, you've gone down one path to then discover another path, to then be brought back to bring them both together. And I'm finding that it's not just you, and maybe everyone else resonates with this. I know I've been through that with the PT, and then going into, you know, PT health coaching, then going into the spiritual side of stuff, to then be like, kind of, okay, come back now, and now bring it all together.
Absolutely.
I think that this is happening for many people, not just say you or I. I feel like this is happening for quite a few people.
I've noticed that, actually, but the key thing was that I needed to make that clean break. I needed to part what I was doing in order to enable this to come through.
Yes.
And it was a risk. It was a massive risk, because it was like, oh my goodness, I've got to start again. I've got to start earning the money. But I believed that I could, because of what backed me up was the experience and the support that I had before in what I'd actually done. And all I needed to have was that confidence to believe in myself that I could deliver. And something magical really happened. I won't explain the whole process, but within 4 months of actually going back to my roots, the first client I took on board tripled his income in 3 weeks of working with me. So
incredible.
When you get results like that, and there's been, you know, stories and case studies since then that have been amazing, you know you're on the right path. So how many times I would just say to anybody who's listening, when things are not working, they're not working for you, why are you still going down that same path? Look at what you're doing. Look at what your clients are doing, what the market is doing. Is it still relevant? Are you still relevant? And then you can apply the marketing skills that go with that, or get somebody to support you with that element of your business. So I'm very much of a realist, though I am, you know, into the sort of, you know, belief and leap of faith and you know, putting the spiritual well-being side into the business, because we don't want burnouts, do we? So there's a lot that goes off with what I do, but I would say to people, look at what you're doing. You know, look at how that's working for you or not working for you. Because if you're not on the right path for your business and your life, believe me, you will get messages that things will not work, and you'll get the same out every month. If you make the change, you need to change. You need to look at what's working, elevate that. What's not working, ditch it, or change it, or get some help and speak to a coach, like, you know, an amazing spiritual coach like yourself. I know you can go deep down and support people in those areas. So, you know, I hope I've not put anybody off by saying that, but I think it's important